Alrighty. Oh, right when I said alrighty, I got dust in my eyes. Well, hello everybody. This is Hunter Warren. So I am finally all caught up in uploading my videos. So I think like 7 videos behind or something like that. I was a bit behind there. But we're all caught up. all caught up. I uploaded everything just last night, so you got a whole bunch of me talking at you to catch up on. So anyway, today is a new day, and I have a couple new topics. I didn't even write that much down today, honestly. I have just a couple little things, and actually one was from yesterday. One kind of cool thing that happened today was I learned this morning or late last night. I think it was actually this morning. I got an email back from from one of these Fort Collins guiding companies that I had never heard of until I think 4 or 5 days ago, and I applied there and I sent a resume and everything, and they actually got back to me and wanted to have a kind of a little phone conversation, which was so exciting to me because I had looked so hard. Hang on, I had looked so hard for months. I mean, for a long time, to find a guiding company and like some sort of climbing related job. And so I looked for a while and didn't find anything. I eventually did find something in Boulder, which I've already got that job, and I'm going to start working there kind of soon, actually, for some training and stuff. So that's happening. But the cool thing was just that now I have the opportunity to work a different job and leave one of my jobs I don't like right now, which is kind of exciting. You know, it's always fun for me when change is on the horizon. You know, it's kind of cool when things are about to change. I enjoy that a lot, especially when it's change for the good and for things that I actually care about. So that's exciting. Anyway, that's all kind of a side topic. I guess I'll just jump right in. I have just a couple things today. So the first thing I have is trusting your intuition. And the reason I wrote that was because I was listening to a Tommy Caldwell podcast, and I had pulled my earbuds out to listen to something or do something or focus or whatever, and I had forgot that I was listening to it and I didn't pause it. So the podcast was playing through all the way, and then I realized that later, maybe half an hour later, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't pause the podcast. So I was playing all the way through, and I rewinded. I just kind of took a wild guess and rewinded back to where I thought that I had left off listening, and I ended up being really quite impressively close to where I thought I was listening before. I had no idea what time that was, how far along in that podcast I was. I had a rough idea. Anyway, I guessed it within it wasn't actually as close as I had first expected or thought, but it was within a minute for sure, and it was like an hour-long podcast, and I was pretty on it. Anyway, the point with that is, for me, I guess the very first thing that I thought of with that was to trust my intuition. So even though I didn't know exactly where I had left off, I had an idea and I had a feeling, and I just kind of used my intuition and put my finger right there where I thought it, I left off, and it ended up being really close and actually super accurate, which might seem like a really small thing to a lot of people, but the way that I think and how my mind works, I'm always searching for lessons, and so when that happened, I was immediately thinking about okay, well, why did that happen? What is there a deeper meaning? Is there a message behind that? And to me, what I wrote down was to trust my intuition and believe in myself, and I guess that was really it. But anyway, that happened yesterday. Okay, next thing. So I wanted to verbalize some of my logistics for rappelling off of the tallest cliff that I ever have before. So it's called the Crystal Wall. I think it's 175 feet, maybe 200 feet. And I haven't ever rappelled anything that tall or that sheer before. I have rappelled the whole length of a rope before, but it was more like scrambling down, and it wasn't rappelling. This Crystal Wall thing will be certainly, I think, one of the scariest things I've ever done, because it's a perfect 90-degree cliff, and then it's call it 200 feet. And it's been on my bucket list to do for a while now, and things are starting to warm up and look a little nicer, and I've been kind of running through the logistics for that, and it's kind of exciting but a little bit nervous too. So anyway, I was gonna just kind of try to verbalize what I was thinking with that, and so just so I don't screw things up and die, that would be good. And so I guess what I was thinking was I've actually hiked to the top of Crystal Wall before, not with any gear or for any purpose. It was just kind of to see what's up there. So I know that it's possible to walk up there, to hike up there. So I can hike all the way around, and I'm hoping that there's some really solid anchors at the top that I can easily access. So I'm hoping that I can just hike up there, walk directly up to some bolts that I trust with my life, build an anchor. This is kind of optimal situation. I have a plan B and C, kind of. So I'm gonna walk up to these bolts that I trust, build an anchor out of some 8mm cordelette, with kind of an equalette, so it equalizes if I need it to, which I shouldn't really need that, but that's just what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I'm going to clip 3 of the strands. I'm going to use 2 locking carabiners, and I'm going to tie a double bowline through both of those lockers, tie a a barrel knot on the other end. I'll toss the rope over the cliff, and then what I'm going to do is, I'm pretty sure that the rope length I have is enough to just go all the way down in one shot. But if it's not, though, and here's the part that I've been thinking about the most, is if I'm able to just do it all in one swift shot, then it's fine, and it's not that big of a deal. But if it's not, though, let's just say that I'm short on rope, I've been thinking about how to solve that problem, and the way to do that, I think, well, there's probably a bunch of ways, but the way that I've thought about is to use a double-length sling, a carabiner, and a prusik, so that I can Jumar back up the rope to the nearest bolt, if I needed to go back up. So I think Jumaring is the right term. I can Jumar my way up back to the nearest bolt just for climbing, just like a normal sport clip hanger. And then I would clip in with PAS, so probably my little Petzl Connect Adjust. I'd clip in with that to the bolt, which I'd be trusting. I would have to trust that bolt, and if not, that I can climb higher if I needed to. Then I would, so assuming that I have full trust in that system with the one bolt, my PAS to me and everything, assuming that is trustworthy and that I believe that's safe, then I would unclip my previous gear from the first rappel on the first rope, and then I would before I would unclip, I would use a shorter rope that I had that I would have across like a seatbelt like this, kind of wrapped around me. I would feed that through just one locker on that hanger. So I put one locker there, feed that rope through, double strand rappel, tie both barrel knots obviously, just in case. Feed that through. So once that second line is set, then I'd unclip from the first line, and transfer the ATC and prusik to the new rope, the shorter new rope that's double strand, and I'd weight that first. So I'd put my whole body load onto that, and then unclip the PAS and rappel all the way down, and that's it. So I think that's kind of the plan. Hopefully that works. And I do have a plan B. So if I need to rappel just to get to the anchors to make the main rappel, then I have a couple different things for that. But I'm gonna spare you the time, and not talk about that. Anyway, that's gonna happen soon. Is my biggest, scariest, tallest rappel of my life, I think, probably pretty soon. So I'm gonna go and practice that tonight a little bit and see kind of what happens, just to kind of run through the motions a little bit. So that's that. And I guess speaking of climbing, I have this so I named it, or I just wrote rappelling versus lowering, and then I have communication as like a little subset thing. So I was listening to a podcast today by Craig, or featuring Craig DiMartino, who is a climber that I know of, who goes to my work, and he's missing a leg, and the reason that is because he fell 100 feet, and he got paralyzed. Well, no, I'm sorry, not paralyzed. He broke his leg, got it replaced, I think. Well, I know he got it replaced. He had some spinal damage. I don't know exactly what the spinal damage implied, or like what the deal was there. But what happened is he fell 100 feet to his leg, broke his leg, and didn't die, surprisingly, because 100 feet is insane. That's super, super tall. He should have absolutely died. But the trick, I guess the key was, or the lesson that I was trying to convey to you, was to have a plan and communicate with your partner thoroughly every single time. Even though I know for sure, I mean, in my own experience, the more experienced I get and the more comfortable I get, the more I'm kind of just like, I just kind of get nonchalant, and I don't do my checks quite as well as I probably should. I kind of get complacent, and I get maybe overconfident in what I'm doing, and I think that's where you get in trouble. Because this guy, Craig DiMartino, is obviously he's an incredibly experienced climber, and he just had a miscommunication error, and he could have easily died, and I think almost did. I don't know. Again, I don't know the specifics on that story or any super good details there. But the point is, slow down and communicate and have a plan before things can go wrong. Before things go wrong. Because bad things happen, and I guess I don't really have anything else to say on that. I don't think I have anything else. I do want to do some multi-pitch climbs. There's this one called Playin' Hooky. I think it's like 3 or 4 pitches, and I need to kind of run through multi-pitch climbing again. But I feel okay about it. I need to do a little bit more practice, I think. I mean, I get all of it, I think. I just need to go through the motions again. My guy's not happy. So yeah, I guess that's basically it for today. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that for now. All right, we will see you tomorrow. Roger out.